Hey guys, all right, so welcome back to part two. I apologize for having to split that video up. I had to go get my son. He was asleep. I had to go get him. He's a baby. Anyways, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and assume that you are not going to machine these. So I assumed originally when I created this that these would be machined aluminum, but there is another way to pour lead. So lead melts at about 622 degrees. That is a low enough temperature that you can mold this out of some silicones. So let's go ahead and modify this a little bit and create the mold as if we were going to make this mold out of silicone. And for that, we're going to need a second level mold. So let's go back to the original extrusion, which let's click this. That's where it was split. Let's pick this body right here. That's our original extrusion. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of a draft on that. We're going to say 5 degrees. Okay, it looks funky now. All the rest of everything should be fine, should stay the same. It's going to be a little weird, but I think it's okay. Let's take a look. That's the only thing that's going to get weird is let's take a look here real quick. That chamfer got a little weird on us. So let's go back to that drawing. We'll modify that drawing, edit sketch, no big deal. We will turn this top mold off so that we can see what we're doing. We will extend this line. Let's go ahead and project this top line here. Project include. And we'll say project it. That's fine. It's going to allow us to, we don't want that. We just want the line. That's fine. And we can just do this. We'll go from here to there. We'll bring that line from there to there. And then we'll grab another line from here to there, and we'll just make this line construction line since we used it, but we're not really going to use it type thing. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll go to revolve. We're going to have to roll this back so it doesn't have to reload every time. Let's roll this back just so we don't have to deal with reloading every time we do something here. Okay, let's edit this feature. We will select this profile as well, and now we will cut. And now that's going to resolve most of our issues. Let's make sure everything else is good. Our vents are still good. Our fillets are still good. Our extrusions are still good there. Everything else still looks good. I don't see any issues there. No issues. Okay, it's not telling us we have any issues at all. So now let's go ahead and do this. We are going to turn the mold back on, top mold. Okay, and we know that this mold is 5/8 inch tall on each side. It's 1 1/4 inch tall. So we're going to go ahead and create a sketch. We're going to create the sketch here. Okay. Now the only issue you're going to have is you're going to have a hard time making this impression on the top in a silicone mold. That's more if you're going to machine it or if you're going to 3D print it. But you're going to have a little bit of a hard time doing it with a silicone mold because this is going to be an open face. It's not impossible, but it's just really not that critical. So we're not even going to worry about that part being molded. That would just be if it's aluminum. You don't need that. But everything else will be fully featured. So we're going to go ahead and sketch on that plane we're already on. Let's go ahead and make it where we can see the damn thing. Come up here, we'll get a rectangle, and we'll just say it like this. Boop. Okay. We'll go ahead and say from here to there, that's going to be 0.125. We'll give us an 1/8 inch wall all the way around. You know what? We don't even do that. We'll just define it like this. It knows that. We know that this mold was 2.5 by 6, I believe, so 0.125. Give us walls all the way around. Okay. Let's make sure I got this proper. I do. We're good. Okay. So let's go ahead and say extrude this. Is that right? Yeah, I think we're good there. Yep. Okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and say, I didn't finish my sketch yet. Let's go ahead and give this a dimension. We know it was 2.5, so we want to add an 1/8. We'll say 2.75. That's 2 1/4. That'll give us 1/8 inch wall pretty much around it. And then we know that, is that right? Am I tripping out here? Maybe it was 2 5/8 is what we did. So we'll make this 2.875. That's better. Okay. And then we'll come down here, and I was thinking that our mold originally was, and it's probably because I put a draft on it. So let's just go ahead and say, let's say 6 point, let's say we want it to be an 1/8 inch big and it had a 5% draft. So I think it's going to be 6.375. Does that sound right? Looks about right. Okay, that looks pretty dang close to me. Let's go ahead and that should be fully defined. Okay, now we'll extrude that square. Go ahead and pick that whole thing. We're going to say distance to object. We're going to grab this top face and we're going to leave it like that. That's fine. We don't care about that too much. We're going to make it symmetrical. And just to be safe, we're going to, oh, it won't grab the object if we do symmetrical. That's okay. We know they're 5/8 tall, so we're going to leave it at 5/8. Okay. Let's say cut. Not cut. We're going to do new body. Okay. Now we're going to split that body. I'm not going to split anything but that body, so make sure you don't select anything else here. You have one body that's split, and it's that one body. We're going to turn on our origin so we can see it, and we can kind of see it there. It's going to split that one body. Now you should be able to turn off part of your body and have the rest of your mold there, okay? Now what we're going to do here is we're going to turn this body off for a minute. This is going to get kind of funky to work with, but just bear with me here. Turn this top mold off for a minute here. This mold here, we're going to grab this face, we're going to press pull, grab the face of this one, and we're going to push it up. We go 0.25. That's going to be fine. Oh, wait, we got to go a little higher because we have that whole mold in there. So let's say 0.25 on this. 0.25. Let's take a look at the, because we don't care about that piece too much. Let's say okay. Now you should have that mold face down inside of there. And we're going to go ahead and turn that body off just because we don't need to see that right now. I would like to take a quick look at what we got going on inside this mold. Let's grab it off of that plane and let's just move it and make sure that that mold is going to be clear all the way through. It is. We're good. Okay, so just say okay. We'll leave the analysis turned off. Now we'll go ahead and we'll name this body the bottom mold master. Okay, and that's going to stay there. Now we'll turn that body off right now. We'll turn this body back on and we'll turn the top mold body back on. Turn this body, oops, turn that body on. Top mold, bottom mold can turn off. Okay, now let's come down here and we will say press pull on this face. I'm going to press pull this face down 0.25. Okay, and then we'll turn our analysis on. You can see that we have that mold all the way inside that mold. Okay, no big deal, right? Easy peasy. The only issue we have is that wire in there, but that's not a big deal. That wire is not going to bother anything. We're not even going to cut that because, oh, you know what? We will cut it, but that's only because we need it so that it can create the profile on this so you can lay the wire in there. Not a big deal. So let's go ahead and say turn the analysis off. We're going to do a combine bodies. We're going to take this main body here, or let's rename this real quick. It's going to be top mold master. Okay. And we are going to say, and this is going to be an open pore mold. Okay. So this will be real easy for you. Let's go ahead and say turn this off, combine, grab this body, grab this tool body right here. It's just this one body. We're not going to grab anything else. Top mold. And we're going to cut. We're going to keep the tool. Now we can turn that top mold off. And you'll see we'll turn this body. We don't really need this. You come over here and remove it. That's just a piece of that material. So now you can see that that is going to be inside of this body. And these are all, none of this stuff is actual bodies. The wire is showing, but the wire is not there. Okay, so this is going to be, when you fill this with silicone, the silicone that pulls out of this is going to be this piece. Okay, and that silicone, right, now we'll repeat this on the bottom. So close that, turn the bottom mold master on, turn the bottom mold on just so we can look at it. Okay, we're going to say combine, take this, we're going to cut using that body, and keep the tools. Now when you turn off your bottom mold, now you're going to have your bottom mold. You can see your text, everything that you want on there is on the mold, so you'll know what it is, all that stuff. Now we'll put these two molds back on together. And I know they're goofy because they're overlapping each other. It's not a big deal. We'll just move them. Let's say move. Let's pull this one. Let's grab top mold. We'll just pull it down so you can see it. That's fine. We'll grab, let's see, top mold, move. Thank you. Okay. Bottom mold. Say move, bottom mold. We'll move it up since it's going to be on top. It's not actually the top mold, but for now it's going to be there. Now you turn everything back on. Badoop, badoop. You can see everything there. Those molds are going to cut. They're going to pour in, when you pour silicone in there, they'll make those molds. And we'll clean these up just to make them a little bit nicer. Now the nice thing about these is you can 3D print these. You can print these using PLA or ABS or PTG or PLA Plus. I'd probably just use PLA. You're not going to put any heat on it. It's just going to be the silicone that pours in there. You can get like a smooth on mold silicone or one of those Amazon molding silicones. Just make sure that it is suitable to melt lead, because like I said, lead's going to pour in there at about 625 or even hotter if it's even hotter in the pot so that it stays molten. You know, you want something that's going to be suitable to pour lead. Look for something that says it's good for low melting alloys or low melting metals or something like that. Anyways, so you can do that. Let's clean these up a little bit. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll put fillets on those. We'll say 0.5 inch fillet. That's probably fine. You know what? What do we do? We do 0.5, 625. We'll do a 9/16 just so it's nice and uniform all the way around that top edge. And really, that's it. Those are your molds. Those are your master molds. And we'll rename this Top Master. It's got a goofy name because it had that one other piece in it. We'll say Top Master. That's fine. Okay. And that's it. You can see it's got the holes for that one. This one's got the points with the chamfers on it. And that's that. So that, I mean, really, that's it. You can put some text on the outside. You can go ahead and do a create text, and we'll say, let's see which one's got the words in it. This one does. So we'll just do this. We'll make it super easy on ourselves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, easy peasy. And then what we'll do is we'll say extrude all those. We'll extrude them to the surface, right? And then we'll offset them by like 0.03125. We'll offset them by a 32nd, right? We're going to say negative. And that's going to stick them out through here. But we'll just do join. And now you're going to have, let's get weird on me, ain't it? Don't want to display. Okay, let's say new body then. New body. And let's say 0.03125. I don't know why it's just 0.03125. It's pulling back there. We don't want that. We want it to extrude this way. Negative 0.03125. Okay. Now it's displaying. We'll join it. We just want it to join. That's fine. Not 0.3. We don't want 5/16 sticking out. We want 32nd sticking out. Okay. And oh, wait a minute. Say distance object right here. Okay, and then offset 0.03125. And obviously we're going to use that. Yep. And turn that off. Let's see. Sorry, computer's a little slow here. That's good. Join that. Okay. Let it compute. Takes a little while. So now on the inside, you're going to have it on your mold. And on the outside, you're going to have it so you can keep track of these and what they are. Okay. And that's it. Those are your molds. Now, if you wanted to save these for Fusion or I mean, if you want to save these so you could 3D print them or something, just come over here to your body. Don't export it. Just come over here. Save as mesh. It's going to bring up the mesh dialog. Save as mesh dialog. Now, this right here, this is where it's going to show your refinement. So the lower this number is, right, it's going to give you more triangles. And the more triangles there are, the smoother your mold is going to, the smoother your digital model is going to be when you save it as a mesh. We're going to save it as an STL. So the smoother that model is going to be as an STL. Okay, that's that.